Welcome to the Restaurant Transformation Festival presented by Restaurant 365. We're here talking about case studies of customers. We're going to talk about hot sauce packets.
Yeah,
What's up with hot sauce?
hot sauce packets. Well, we've got eight stores here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and rolled out Restaurant 365 in January. Well, signed up in January and really got rolling here about May. So ran first month of inventory this past June. Looked at it and said, okay, just run your finger down the percentages, and the hot sauce packets cost about 2.5 cents a piece.
Okay.
Came back and go, that was 1.68% of my sales was in hot sauce packets.
No way.
I sit there and go, well, you know what's going to happen? No, it's the unit of measurement. It must be wrong. With a new guy,
Sure.
You go back to unit of measurement and go, no, unit of measurement. Well, I'm sure I've got a price in. Somebody fat fingered. Well, it's EDI. It shouldn't have a fat fingering of any sort. So I went back there, looked at that. No, all those are right. So the pricing's right. And I started going, okay, 1.68. And I knew that I looked at everybody and I thought, well, can everybody palm a basketball in their hand? And that's how they're grabbing these hot sauce packets through the drive-through. So I said, no. So it started going back.
Are you telling me the restaurant business is a penny business?
Yes, it is a penny business. And then, in our little 8 stores, I'm going, well, wait a second, that's $200,000 in hot sauce packets at 2 cents a piece. So we went back and said, okay, hey, started this month. And I said, okay, let me go back and I'm going to train everybody mostly we do drive through and dine in. So you can still grab all you want in the dine in business. But as everybody knows, in our deal, that's only about 40% of our business is inside. But let me see if I can focus on just the drive through. On the drive through, they were coming up with, instead of asking people, how many do you want? That's how you ask them. You don't ask them, do you want hot sauce?
Yes.
Because then that draws out the speed of service. If everybody stands there, So what we did is said, okay, training the people of going, how many packets would you like today? So I've already looked on my good operating stores. They've almost cut that 0.5% or 0.5 point.
Really? How much money are we talking about?
Well, 0.5 point was going to be, we're looking at about 50,000 a year.
That's unbelievable.
So now I started going, well, I'm only about 6 months into Restaurant 365. Well, I guess I paid for it for first year. So guess what? I'm going to go ahead and take it one more year. So no, I'll keep these guys around. They pay for the first year, but I find that I'm starting to find some of those small costs that, okay, it's a 0.5% here, 0.25% there. But that was just something that, I had some owners I kind of brought it up to, and they go, is this right? And he called the vendor and asked him and said, hey, how much? He didn't believe it.
Yeah. And
he called the vendor and they go, yeah. And they gave him a projection for the last 6 months of what we bought. And he goes, but this is a big deal. And I was like, yeah. I mean, it's just, then trying to fine tune the operations of seeing how much. And like I said, I looked at it today on my good operating stores that they are really implementing this of asking, hey, how many can I get you today? It's moving it down by about 0.5 point.
what compelled you to switch over to Restaurant 365? I mean, obviously, if someone hears that case study, they're like, well, I need to find out what all the pennies are in my business. But for you, what was the motivating factor?
Really, I knew I came on about 2.5 years ago, and I looked at our inventory management. We're doing Excel spreadsheets, and it was a joke.
Yeah.
It was just an absolute joke, keeping up with costing and the way, and I was really trusting, that we had GMs that could really operate and they're not good at Excel.
Yeah.
They're not good at, they struggle in counting, we can go counting up to 12. And I said, I knew that what we were doing was a joke in a lot of ways, and said, okay, we kind of changed the point of sale. I said, hey, our next process is, hey, let's really try to fine tune our cost. And, one of our biggest, those are the things that made us switch over to Restaurant 365, and also having the integration of not only the costing side, but also the labor side. And we're using the scheduling model and really working on a lot of that.
Why is it important for you to invest in your education and come to an event like this?
Oh, I think even just the few hours I've been here, just all the small things that you come out with, and I kind of come in and say, anytime I go to a conference was, what are 5 things I can go take back and implement right away? And I think hey, and the networking is something. I mean, just last night and today, just sitting at people with lunch. I mean, the stuff you figure out that, hey, we all are fighting the same problems.
Yep.
And sometimes just getting in front of everybody and the networking that you get with some of the other people that are either a lot smaller than you are and a lot bigger than you are. Dinner last night, I've got a per person average of about $13, and I'm sitting next to the person with the steakhouse. They go, well, mine's $138.
138.
And I'm sitting there, but hey, we've got a different.
But he has hot sauce. It's just different.
Yeah, I just got
he's got hot sauce problems.
And all of a sudden they talk about their price of meat is $18 a pound, and I'm sitting there, well, okay, I'm at $3.
Yeah.
So no, it's good. We're all dealing with the same problems and trying to get to the same spot. And there's a bunch of different ways you can skin the cat.
That's awesome. Well, if you guys are interested in the Restaurant Transformation Tour, it's coming to Chicago and to New York. We'll put a link in the show notes. Thank you for listening, and thank you for sharing your story.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Great job.